prayer is right at the center of the ministry that you do. There's that famous saying, you know, a family that prays together stays together. And I'm wondering, as someone, an expert like you, do you find that that's true? Is that something that's essential?
Yes, I think for one, it's essential in our own hearts to keep our own self integrated, because we're pulled in so many different directions, and there's so many different values and so many different aspects of life that are calling our attention. So somehow or other to be attentive to everything and yet to find an integrating point, for me that's where prayer is very helpful. And I would see that too in a family, where a family today is going in a zillion directions, and you hear even today that people find it difficult to sit down at the same time and talk with one another. So if that's difficult to have a meal together, even then praying together is challenging, because there's so many demands. And I think the challenge then is to find prayer, family prayer, as an essential element to hold us together, to hold the family together. And I think that's a real need and a real challenge. And from the families that I know that do pray together, it's a healing for them all, and it's a way that they really find their family identity.
A lot of people see prayer as it's like an enigma. You know, they don't really understand it, or they don't know how to think about it, or they don't even know how to start doing it if they think they might want to start doing it. You know,
Yes.
it's almost like a taboo, not in a bad way, but it's something that people don't know how to talk about.
Yeah.
So what about the practicality of prayer? How do we articulate today what prayer is and what it can do for you and for your family?
Well, for me, in English, I kind of think of the prayer spelled P-R-A-Y-E-R and P-R-A-Y. And the pray, is when we go after things that we think we can accomplish on our own that we're going to get. But the P-R-A-Y, it's going to the realization that we can't get what we want and need. So we depend on someone else. You know, I pray you to please help me. And so love is who God is, and love is what we desire the most, and love is the most simple and most complicated reality of our existence. So I think prayer today is say, how do I embody love? How do I bring God's love into my life? So that all of the elements of love, whether it's a romantic love or whether it's a self-sacrificing love, all of that comes together through sitting with the Lord in prayer, and finding the strength of love in all of its many, many dimensions. So it's the focusing of love, I think.
There's so many, you know, Christian and Catholic prayers. One of the most famous ones is obviously prayer to Mary, the Rosary.
Yes.
That's essential component of your ministry. Why the Rosary? What is it about the Rosary that you know, makes it so essential to promote?
Well, it's interesting that the Rosary was established in the beginning as a way of helping illiterate people to pray, because the monks and others who were literate could read the scriptures and read the prayers. But the poorer people who couldn't read wanted to join along in the prayer throughout the day. So to me, the Rosary is a long prayer, and it's a good, like, waiting prayer. It seems like a lot of time in a day-to-day life, even though there's so much to do, it's like hurry up and wait. And so the hurry up and waiting, I like to just kind of hold on to the Rosary as something very tangible in my life. And I think the tangibility of it is something that brings me into the spiritual part of it. It's uniting the two worlds of kind of the sequential time and the timeless that are all coming together right here and there.
Father Hugh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sebastian.